Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video here on the ChesnoidGaming channel. As you can see around me, we're playing FIFA 22 today. As ever, these early videos are brought to you by the EA Sports Game Changers program, and of course, as you can see above me as well, it's an early access version of the game, so not everything you see here is final and representative of the final product at launch. Certain things like player ratings and kits, licensing aspects aren't reflective of FIFA 22 either. Still using the FIFA 21 versions, of course. All things aesthetically will be updated for FIFA 22 at full launch. So what are we looking at in today's video? I have a number of videos coming to you over the next few days, starting with this one today, having a look around the Creator Club mode on Career Mode. We'll be going through the motions of setting up the club, showing you how you put your club together, how you put your team together, and how you decide all of the various different aspects that go into creating your very own team in FIFA 22 Career Mode. Once we've created the club, we'll be simming through a whole season, and we'll see how well we can do in our first year in existence, I suppose. Chesnoid FC, established 2021. My first save on the full launch version of the game will be a Creator Club series with Chesnoid FC. So if you're looking forward to that and you want to get involved, drop the video a like to let me know that you're keen on seeing a series like that. And of course, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any FIFA 22 content when it comes. Or of course, any more of these early access version videos, of which there are going to be 2 or 3 more over the next few days. You can see in the background the new animated menus for FIFA 22, of course, exclusive to the next generation of consoles. I'm recording here on PlayStation 5. So we'll be starting a new career. Not necessarily going to set up an individual manager here. We're just going to advance because it's not necessarily about me. It's about the club. Now, you'll see behind me all of the shirts that I've used in various different career modes in the club. But I can select my own kit, crest and stadium in this mode. And let's start by selecting our team name. Team name, short name, and abbreviation selected. You can select a nickname that will be used in commentary. There are a number of them. Some of them taken from original teams and real-life teams. Others made up. A couple of my personal favourites include the biggest snakes out there.
It's the biggest snakes out there.
Okay. Cheers, Jeff.
It's cheers, Jeff.
Just kind of building on the meme. You've got Dream Destroyers.
It's football friends.
We're all football friends, aren't we, really?
It's hardly athletic.
There are a number of kind of meme options, and there are a number of real options as well.
It's the absolute mad lads.
The absolute mad lads is what I'm going to go for this particular example. So once we've selected the team name we want, etc., you replace a side in any given league. You cannot add a team to a league because obviously all of the leagues and competitions are coded to have a set amount of teams in them, and subsequent promotions and relegations could be affected by adding a team to a league, so you will have to replace someone in any given league. For this example, we're going to be replacing someone in the Premier League, and for this example, I'll just use Norwich, one of the promoted sides. You select a rival from the league that you're in. Now, the closest Premier League side to me, where I am right now, is probably Aston Villa-ish. I'm currently in... Oh, no, actually, it'll be Leicester, won't it? I'm in Nottingham. So Leicester is definitely the closest Premier League side to me where I am. And now, time to create my own kit. No real-life stuff. Let's go and see what the options are like. I've selected the colour scheme for my home kit as per the branding on the YouTube channel that we have currently. But you can see here just how many different options you have available to you. Some orthodox and some unorthodox options from a variety of different manufacturers. That actually is very similar, in fact identical in design to the Cambridge United kit, my hometown team. So I won't be using that one for this video, but we will perhaps select something that's a little bit more out there than the usual. So let's go with something like that. Just a little bit unusual, a little bit more out there. And once you've selected your home kit, you can select your away kit as well. Away kit selected. Now it's time to select the badge, the crest that goes onto that kit. Again, a variety of different options in style and colour and shape, reflecting those that you'll see in real life leagues and football. I'm going to go with something simple. I'm going to go with a badge with a simple circle and football, old school football in it. Even though we're established in 2021, I want to give an impression of some history. So we use the old school leather football, and I'll just adjust the colours and I'll see you in a moment. Now you've figured out how you're going to look on the field, it's time to decide which field you're actually going to play on. You can select your own home stadium, and you can change this and all of the aesthetic things you've seen so far every single season. So you won't be having to commit to the same home and away kits every year. You can update your own kits each season, as well as updating your stadium and all of the various different customization options for the stadium each year as well. We'll go through those in just a second. Now we're starting off for this example in the Premier League. So I'm going to play at one of the larger stadiums that you can get. They're listed in attendance or capacity order, as you can see, starting at Town Park there with 9,821, going all the way up to Stadion Olympique with 68,196. I'm going to go with something that's a little bit more familiar for Premier League fans, something like the East Point Arena. I'm going to rename it though. I've renamed it as the No ID Arena, Noid Arena, and once you've selected that, you can then go and customize the stadium yet further by changing the color of the seats and the stadium itself. There are some dual tone ones here, so considering we're playing in a home kit of blue and green, I will go with blue and green for the stadium color, and the seat color, I think I'm just going to keep something a little bit simpler with a white. So you'll see that update in the background, and you can see in real time what that will look like in your ground. I'm going to go with the blue and white. The white, of course, reflecting the away kit that we designed earlier on. Now, the pitch. How do we want to play? What do we want the pitch to look like? There are a number of different options here. You can customize it as much as you would like in the parameters. There's 16 different options with regards how you want your pitch to be cut. The the turf with no lines almost reflects kind of a 4G pitch that you might see in Russia, for example, where they have some difficult weather conditions. There's an example of some American football lines on there as well that you might see perhaps reflected in some of the other stadiums around the country where other sports are utilised in the same ground. I'm going to go for something a little bit traditional. So regular horizontal lines is what I shall have. With regards to the line colour, you can customise that as well, similar to how you can in Ultimate Team in previous iterations of the game, and again 27 different colours available to you here. I'm more of a stickler for realism personally, so I'm going to stick with the more realistic white, and actually there you could change the colour of your turf as well should you feel like you want to play somewhere that might be sun-baked and the grass might be a little bit lighter and a little bit, well, deader, so to speak, with its colour, or you can go for a rich dark green. I'm going to go for a forest green on this occasion. And then once you've selected your grass, you can select your nets. Again, many different customization options here. I'm going to go with something pretty simple. You can have regular rectangle nets or triangle nets. I prefer the regular, and then square or hexagonal net shaping, net meshing. Now, to be slightly different and give it a little bit more customization, I'm going to go with hexagonal meshing. And as a thank you to EA for letting me upload this video early and show you this early footage, we'll go with the EA Sports nets. So, stadium created, pitch sorted. How's it going to sound in there? There are 3 ways to determine how it's going to sound in there. You can have a goal song, of which there are a number of different options. I won't play any of them for the moment to try and not run the risk of getting YouTube copywritten, but we'll leave it at default for now. Crowd chants, you can select chants that reflect those that you would hear in other teams' grounds already in the game. So if there's a chant that you like the sound of at a certain club, or you want to replicate something you've heard in real life, then you can select something from any clubs that are in this list. There are up to 69 of them. To give you an example, you might hear that around the Santiago Bernabeu. I'll just go with that for now as an example. And then you can select a walkout anthem as well. And obviously, the actual names will be put into the game. Again, this is a beta version, so I can't show you the exact names of them, but you'll recognise hearing them. You'll recognise that as the Liquidator from Chelsea, but there are a number of others there that I won't show you here for fear of copyright issues on YouTube, but they are very familiar and those that you would absolutely recognised with a number of top clubs around England and around Europe as well. So that is all of our club customisation completed. But once you've got a club, you need some people to actually play for you. So let's go and select what we're going to do with our squad. Now, you can get very in-depth with how you create your squad and the level at which you want them to be playing when you begin the game. You can see you can select any of the options from half a star per half a star all the way up to 5-star. Now, it will randomly assign them a formation. You can press triangle or Y, depending on your console, to regenerate players into a different formation and, of course, regenerate the players individually as well. Now, they will reflect the league that you're in with regards their nationality and ethnicity. Now, we're playing in the Premier League, so it takes an average of, say, 7% of French players, or 7% of players in the Premier League are French. Had you select the Premier League, there's a 7% chance of them being French. So, for the sake of this video, I'm going to select the very best that I can. And you can obviously change the option here, so you can scroll through and have a look at the nationality, the position, and the age and rating of all of those players that you've selected. Now, you can see that you can select your different squad age: seasoned, veteran, very young, young, balanced, all the way through. So you can start very young, or you can go all the way up and have an aging squad. But for now, I'm going to go with an established squad, a seasoned squad, and I'd like them to default into a 4-2-3-1 or an attacking 4-3-3, as you guys know I like to play. So there we go. There's my 4-2-3-1, and it's predominantly an English 11 with some international flavour thrown in there as well. You can see their ratings on the right-hand side too. With regards to your transfer budget, you can select anything up to £1 billion. 1, 5, 10, 50, 100 million, 200 million, 500 million, or $1 billion. $1 billion or pounds in this instance. Now, a side that is 5-star would have a sizable budget too, so I'm going to give myself a £200 million transfer budget for the upcoming season. And because we are going to be one of the best sides with one of the highest transfer budgets and having a squad that is as good as it is, you can expect to have board objectives, if this were a career with a real life team, that were pretty expectant of you. However, you can customize this as much as you would like to. There are a couple of presets: football giant, small club, youth focused, domestic focused, heavy debt, which is obviously something that's of the public eye right now with teams like Real Madrid and Barcelona. Or you can customize it entirely as you would like, and it gives you a breakdown of what it is on the right hand side that you're actually altering. I'm going to go with, for this example, football giants, but you can customize them anywhere from very low, low, medium, high to critical, which is obviously what you'd be familiar with from regular career mode options throughout the course of previous iterations of the game. So we shall advance from there, and then it's a case of setting up your options as you ordinarily would at the beginning of any normal saves. Enabled European competitions, enable a transfer window, negotiation strictness set to loose, sterling, 4-minute halves, and ultimate difficulty. With regards to the sliders that I use, we'll cover those in a separate video, but that is my creator club created. Now, how are they going to play when it actually comes to playing some football?
A warm welcome to you all. Without further delay, we are pleased to introduce your new manager.
It's me! Pleased to introduce your new manager. Not necessarily looking like me on this occasion, but a nice cutscene to introduce me to the media, and we're ready to go. We'll go for a big pre-season tournament, and we are in. Welcome to Chesnoid FC. The squad is complete, and because we selected the squad that had defaulted to a 4-2-3-1 narrow, the positions of your squad tend to reflect that. So I do have a lack of wingers in this squad because we've selected the team to be built with 3 cams. So I am lacking in certain areas, but you have a small squad. So that offers you the opportunity to immediately have areas to know where you need to improve your team so you're not completely lost in your first transfer window. So I know that I would like to sign a winger or two for my first team moving into this first season. But for this video, I'm not going to be signing anyone. Everything else career mode wise, with regards to the details and the day-to-day, is as you would expect it in a regular career mode save. I'm not going to spend any money in this one-off video, as I mentioned. So I'm going to basically sim this season with my squad as you see it here. And we'll see how well this 5-star team performs. You can see how we're lined up here in the menus. The shortened version of the name that you saw us line up with in the setup screen is what you get there. See, we're Chesnoid FC, but it shows Ches FC and Ches FC in the mini table show. But then, of course, when you go through, it shows Chesnoid FC there. And we currently start 7th. So, our first game is Liverpool at home. Welcome to the Premier League, a brand new club. Let's go and experience the No ID Arena for the first time. David Betts, already in this first transfer window, linked to a move to Bayern Munich, supposedly. Transfer rumours being talked about in the first iterations of the pre-season, pre-game menus. You can see this is our stadium now. This is how we look. Chesnoid FC versus Liverpool in the Premier League. A new commentary team. Derek Ray still here. Stuart Robson now lines up alongside him as opposed to Lee Dixon. And you can see all of the mascots walking out with the players hand in hand. A new addition for this year's career mode, of course. I'll have another video showing you some cutscenes from other stadiums, real-life stadiums, that show you extra in-depth cinematography from within the stadium as well. But for the time being, you can see us lining up here for our first game in the Premier League. The lineup for the absolute mad lads. There we go. That's what we're going to look like. Obviously, matching the graphics to those that you would expect of any given competition that you play in. So we're in the Premier League. That's how we look. For the purposes of this video, I'll show you what Liverpool look like as well today. Alisson in goal, as you can see. Trent, Joel Matip, Virgil van Dijk, and Angie Robertson. In midfield, Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, and Thiago Alcantara. And up top, Salah, Firmino, Mane. Now, for the purposes of this video, it's not necessarily... They've actually just bought Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, I just saw on the bench. For the purposes of this video, I'm not going to be actually playing any games. We shall jump to result, and we get a 2-2 draw with a last-minute equaliser from Holmes. That's certainly a way to welcome yourself to the Premier League. The last minutes of your first game, you get a last-gasp equaliser. Now, from this menu, you can see I can jump straight to a post-match interview. This is as you would expect it in a regular career mode, so I won't show you this. We shall press forward and I'll show you how we're getting on at the end of the season. I shall sim now from post-match day 1 to post-match day 38 in the Premier League. Welcome back. You join me at the end of the season, heading into the final day, and things have been tough in this first year for Chesnoid FC. Obviously, we mentioned that we've got a relatively small squad, and the quality and depth as well, to add to that, isn't actually that strong. Whilst we've an incredible 11 and a couple of go-to substitutions, like Cronin and Beaumont in defence, we don't actually have an incredibly deep squad that is going to perform in all competitions. So whilst, yes, you can set yourself up a 5-star team, it's not just going to go and win everything on its own. You are going to have to put some effort in here and build on what you've created to start with to be able to ensure that you win as much as you would like to and as much as you need to satisfy the board's expectations, depending, of course, on how steep you set the curve. We have not achieved any of the critical expectations other than signing a crucial player to the first team with regards to midfield or forward position. I did that post-January and just signed a high-rated player in from another side to join next season, so that this first season was only my Creator Club players. So we were able to fulfill that one. But the league, as you see, has not been straightforward for Chesnoid FC this season. Liverpool haven't yet won the league, but are likely to. In fact, Liverpool have Manchester City on the final day. We have West Ham away, who are not having the best of seasons, down in 10th. But Manchester United, equally terrible, down in 9th. Terrible season for them. But the rest of the big six up there in the top 6. And ourselves challenging for that Champions League spot. So we've had a relatively okay first season in existence. But as you can see, we have been drawing perhaps too many games. Scoring goals hasn't been a problem. Conceding goals has been a bit of an issue, but we might have expected that given the fact that we've only got an 81 rated goalkeeper at the club. So I shall quick sim this final game of the league season. And we'll see what result we get. A 4-1 solid victory, which is great. Liverpool beat Manchester City, so we will finish then inside the top 4. In fact, we will finish 3rd in the Premier League in our inaugural year as manager at Chesnoid FC. Liverpool win the league by 5 points from Chelsea. Very pleased to finish in the top 4. We will have European competition for next season. You can see some of the new graphics in-game there in the right-hand side tile showing you how some players have done this year. Obviously, adding more in-depth analysis to your players and to, of course, how your team is doing as well. In another video, you'll be able to see the addition to the match stats in-game that show you much more than previous years, and I'll show you that in a separate video. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. I'll have another video showing you around the new My Player mode. We'll have another video showing you some of the new cutscenes and cinematography added to the game for this year. But for this video, for this how to create a club video, that will be all for now. Thank you very much for watching. Like I say, let me know your feedback in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're looking forward to FIFA 22 career mode here on the channel. Drop the video a like as well, and I'll see you next time.